welcome back. Well, it's always nice to have folks from the city here today. And today we have, of course, the mayor, Sherry Horn. Always good to see you.
Always good to see you, Kay.
And we're introducing your newest council member, but not new to the community here, who we've known with the American Legion,
yes, sir,
with the VMS board, Joe Rainey. Oh, long stretch. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
Happy that you're on the city council now.
I am very honored, and I just hope I can live up to the tradition of Bert that left the council.
That's a hard tradition to fulfill.
Yes.
But I'm sure you're up for the task.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great to have you here.
Yeah, it's great to have him.
And let me just ask, how long is your term for? I wasn't sure on that.
18 months, I
18
believe.
months,
Yes.
Okay. All right, very good.
Until the November election.
November of
2018.
2018,
Right.
Okay, very good. How do you had one meeting so far, one open council meeting.
Yes, sir.
So how was it? How do you compare it to maybe being on the VMS board, being with the American Legion?
On the VMS board, we're not televised.
You were not televised.
And I really enjoyed being there. I'm still learning. The city manager has been giving me so much information.
Yeah, Chris is great. Yeah.
And so I read the California Constitution, reread the United States Constitution, and I hope I can use my experience to better the city, to keep the city where it is right now, because it's a safe city.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful place to live, and we're so blessed to be here in Laguna Woods.
And of course, your work with the American Legion, right?
Yes, sir.
That continues.
Yes, sir, it does.
Yeah, and you've been a part of that for a long time, because I can remember several years ago you coming on their behalf, and what a wonderful organization it is, and all the help that they do throughout the country.
Well, American Legion is veterans helping veterans.
Yeah, exactly.
And it started with the hospitals. So we still, even today, we still go up to the Veterans Hospital once a month. And, you know, just let the patients know that they're still cared about, and that we still think of them.
Yeah.
And I'm still involved in veterans things. I'd like to maybe merge the city in with maybe some future things the city and the residents can do for veterans.
Yeah, I think that would be wonderful.
Yeah, we do too.
Yeah, and I know you and the rest of the council would certainly be on board with that.
Of course, Cynthia's military too. She's a
Yeah.
veteran.
Oh, yes, she is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. We got two vets on the board,
That's right.
Well, is Noel? I don't know if
don't
Noel is.
know.
We'll have to ask Noel. We'll see.
He has a lot of other really great
certainly does.
qualifications. We need to be rounded.
Yes. Now, you are starting a series, and this is going to kick off next Tuesday on July 25th at 9:30. And this one, and I believe, if correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first one.
Right.
Right. And it's basically with the OC Healthcare Agency, along with the Orange County Fire Authority, the Sheriff, Saddleback Hospital. And the first one, which I think is so important, you brought along a flyer here, and we have it up on the screen. Vitamins, minerals, and dietary supplements, are we overdoing it? And this has been a topic for years. And one, are we overdoing it? But also how maybe as much as a simple multivitamin can conflict with medication you might be taking, right? So there's a lot of information here, and it's tell me about how this all came about.
I'm not sure how it all came about, but I know that this is something we're going to do for the benefit of the residents, because it is so important. I was just at a Alzheimer's Bright Minds lecture, and the doctor was talking about vitamins and minerals and supplements and different things for your brain and different things that might prevent or extend your mental health.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So make you not so susceptible to Alzheimer's and dementia. And but you don't know which supplements to take, and like you said, they might interact with different medications.
Yeah, exactly.
And so the healthcare agency is wonderful. They interact with Vector too. They interact with all the different agencies, and so I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be there at 9:30 on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think it's very important, and we have often had in the past different health organizations and doctors on, and you know, sadly, there are some people who are on a dozen or more medications. and it's keeping them all straight, not only for that person, but for the medical care community. They may be seeing 3 or 4 different doctors and specialists, and one may not always have all the information the other one does. And so that's a big concern as well.
That's right. It is right. You know, and all medications you need to be careful with. You can't
Right.
just add things and leave things off. Your body is like a chemical balance. And
Yeah.
you want to remain in balance. And if there's a deficiency and you take a vitamin for it, usually there's a noticeable change. If you just keep dumping them into you and you don't need them for something, sometimes it just does nothing. And
Right.
so you're wasting your money. And
Yeah, I remember a while back we had a doctor on who specialized in Coumadin. And I learned from him, I think it's vitamin K can counteract with that.
Yes.
And of course, not only that, vitamin K is K for kale, a lot of vitamin K in there. And he, would eat a lot of good green leafy greens, but he was saying, what, if you're taking Coumadin, you got to kind of look at this, because you're basically taking this supplement, it may be in the form of actual food, but it could be counteracting. That's, I'm certainly not a medical professional, but I just remember that. And that's a perfect example of, you got to see how everything interacts with each other. And people think sometimes, oh, I'm just taking a vitamin. What's that going to do?
right. Well, it can interact badly or
Yeah.
have no effect, and so
That's
then you're
true.
wasting your money. So it really helps to have somebody tell you, do an evaluation, tell you what you need, do blood tests, and so that you know what it is that you need and what
Yeah.
supplements you need, because they can be wonderful.
Yeah.
They can really make the difference.
I think this is a great series. And again, this is Tuesday, July 25th at City Hall at 9:30. So if you would like to go over there, you are certainly welcome. And then after that, you'll be letting us know different events that you'll be having that's in conjunction with this.
Right. There's
Yeah.
2 more in the series.
Okay.
And we'll learn more about them as they come
Okay,
up.
and moving way ahead, and we'll tell you more about this as we get closer to it, the fall prevention. In the fall. It's in September. Well, actually, technically, it's right before the fall starts, but
Good. Well, that's probably a good time.
it is a good time. But we'll be telling you more about that. The city is going to be having a program going on, and probably the next time you folks come on, we'll talk a little bit more about that. Things are moving along with the Willow Tree, which is great.
Yes.
Willow Tree Plaza over there.
The willow tree on the front is doing all the decorations, and in the back, Aldi's is putting in all their new cabinetry.
Are they
and
really?
Yes, they're starting. So you see their tents out in the back as the willow tree is doing the front. Very exciting. I can't wait till they open.
That's why, sometimes you'll see the mayor walking out in front with big scissors getting ready for that ribbon. Is it?
Practicing.
Yeah, you're practicing.
That's
I know
right.
the city itself has just been kind of chomping at the bit to get this going and get these stores up and running and the whole place remodeled, and it is happening,
Right.
which is great.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to lose one of your supermarkets. Everybody in that area
Yeah.
would shop there, and so
It
you
is.
don't know where to go, and everyone goes to Staters or goes to somewhere else, but it's convenient right there.
Yeah, it
And
is.
then we're going to get other great stores.
I
and
know.
It'd be great to have it populated and get the sales
Yeah, it's
tax that
fantastic.
we
You
need.
have
So
the-
please shop Laguna
The
Woods.
coffee bean that opened, and believe it or not, a new Starbucks where the oil place was.
That's right.
And they demolished that in like a day.
I
All of a sudden I
know.
was driving by, I'm going, what the heck happened? That was the old, Econo-Lubentum or whatever
Right.
the heck it was.
Or Valvoline.
Yeah, that's going to be a Starbucks.
That's right. We're going to be
Yeah.
caffeinated here.
You're going to be caffeinated, 3 Starbucks and a coffee bean.
Which is another thing, caffeine.
Yes,
you have
you gotta
to
watch that,
remember
too.
that caffeine can be, you can get too much.
Exactly, yeah. Well, again, Joe, it is great to not only have you here, it's great to have you on the council. I think you're going to be just a wonderful addition to the city.
Thank you.
And all your,
I do want to mention
Sure.
that I did pass the ethics test.
Ah, you did, okay.
I had to do that for the state attorney general. So
Very good.
we are big on ethics. We were big on ethics at VMS, and I hope to carry that over to the city council.
I'm sure you will. And it's really great to have you there. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
We take those ethics tests every 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
It has to be
Did you
done.
pass?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
yes.
I
I
kinda
wrote
thought
the
you would.
test. I mean,
Anything else you'd like to add before we leave? We got like
I
a
want to
minute left.
give a shout out to our staff. We have a wonderful, wonderful
Oh, you do
staff.
over there.
And the Government Finance Officers Association gave them a certificate of achievement
Oh,
for
nice.
Yes.
financial reporting for the fiscal year ending June 2016. And it demonstrates constructive spirit of full disclosure. We believe in full disclosure.
Yeah, it's a great staff. And we should emphasize over there, it's a pretty small staff, so they do a lot.
They do a lot. And one other thing important that happened at the meeting is we joined the
Mayors.
the mayor's climate change agenda. So we're on the Climate Action Network
Okay.
on that website. We've joined like 360 other mayors and governors across the country for
All right.
to support the Paris Climate Accords. And the DA, Tony Rukakis, was there and gave a really interesting talk on human trafficking.
Oh, yes.
That I really hadn't
Very
known
good.
so many of the things that
Yeah.
that he said, and it was a real eye-opener.
Yes.
The one thing that I think is wonderful, I know I only have a short time, is that they're not looking at the women as the felons anymore. They're looking
Right.
at them as the victims.
Yeah.
And that's so important.
That's really
because
important.
People won't come and report if they
Yeah.
think they're going to be attacked.
Exactly. Good to see you.
Good to see
take
you.
care.
Thank you, Ken.
Good to see you.
Council member
Thank you,
Rainey,
sir.
good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
What was I to do?